Hi guys, I'm Maria from Arkansas Emro Show. Thank you so much for watching. Today I'm with Miss LaTasha Randle. Hi! And I'm so excited for you to be here with us because you guys, I have been trying to interview for a long time. And she's one of the most amazing community leaders we have. So I'm super excited.
Thank you.
And how long have you been in Whitehall, Pine Bluff area?
All of my life, I've been in Pine Bluff my entire life. I've never lived anywhere else. I probably will never live anywhere else because this is my home, and you may call it Pine Bluff, but I'm going to call it Prime Bluff because we are in the prime to come back and bring Pine Bluff back, and I'm just so excited and glad to have you here in my city trying to make a difference.
Thank you. I feel the same way about you. And please tell us more about what you do and anything you want to share. Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Like I say, I was born and raised in Pine Bluff, attended and graduated from Pine Bluff High School. I am a mother of two, James and Leah, proud mommy of a college student. He's in his second year of college. I'm employed by Reliance Bank, but the most thing that I'm excited about is what I do after work. There's so much to be done in Pine Bluff, so for people that say Pine Bluff is bored and there's nothing to do, how about volunteer? How about work with a committee? And if you're not going to work with a committee or help anyone, how about say nothing? If you have nothing good to say, how about say nothing?
Yeah.
Work or say nothing. Work or be quiet. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, and you have a daughter, Leah.
I have a daughter.
And you guys, she's a rising star.
She is. She sings.
Okay.
She's actually competing in a competition this weekend as well. And if she qualifies on the state level, she'll go to the national level in July, and hopefully we'll get to talk about that as well too. Both of my children are here. My son is in college at UAPB, and I'm grooming them to feel about Pine Bluff the same way that I feel about Pine Bluff, to kind of grow and try to nurture this community.
Yeah, it's amazing. Why would you say it's very important to get involved in the community and not just stay home and do nothing? You kind of touched base a little bit, but what call to action would you say to Pine Bluffians?
Well, there are so many calls to actions for Pine Bluff. There's so much to be done, and the future is so bright. We have a great mayor who's blazing, who's got a lot that she's committed to, who needs help. A lot of times we think it's just on the alderman or the city council, but this is our city, our home, where our children, where we were raised, where our parents are here. So we need to try to nurture Pine Bluff and try to help it grow. And I don't think there's such thing as not a place for you in Pine Bluff. Yeah. If you have a heart for domestic violence, there's CASA. There's Neighbor to Neighbor. They have a half marathon. They have so many things that you can be involved with. What's Next Pine Bluff? I think Nathaniel is it. Denisha Murphy has I Am Girls. So there are so many things that you can volunteer for and connect with. And if it's all about you, we're doing it wrong.
Yeah, so well said. And what causes, I know you do so much, but some of that you can talk more about that you do the most and get involved with?
Okay.
I know you're young professional. You're still young professional.
Young professionals. I am with the young professionals. Leadership Pine Bluff. I'm also volunteer for CASA. Neighbor. I'm on the board for Neighbor to Neighbor. Previous board member for Boys and Girls Club. I'm also a member of the Downtown Development Pop-Up Commission.
What?
And I'm actually the chairperson for this year's Pop-Up in the Bluff. So
really?
I hope to see everyone with that. Yes, I am.
Yeah. Congratulations.
So those are just a few things, and then with my children and several other things. Really, I'm committed to whatever's needed at that time. If I need to volunteer for the half marathon, that's what I'll do. But if I need to go and do something, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to bring this city back. And I've never volunteered by myself, so there's so many people surrounding me that helps and push. And there's so many people that see the light for Pine Bluff. What some people may see as dark and grim, I see as hope. I remember Pine Bluff in its greatness. So I want to be around and be a part of when it makes its comeback.
Yeah, so tell me about the future within your eyes. What's your vision? What's going to happen in the next, 5 years?
The next 5 years, I see the first thing I want for Pine Bluff is to speak positively about Pine Bluff. Yeah. If we can start there, that would be big for me, for people to just speak better about Pine Bluff. We have so many people speak negative about Pine Bluff and about what's going on in Pine Bluff until we hear so much that's attached to Pine Bluff. So maybe if we start speaking better things, the people that are here, you're here, you might as well speak positive about it. You might as well be, because you are here. So if you speak negative about Pine Bluff, to me, you're speaking negative about yourself because you are Pine Bluff if you are here. So that's one of the things I would love to see. And again, if you're not going to help those people that are trying to do the work, I feel you should say nothing. If you don't have encouraging words, if I can't call you and encourage you to keep doing or running your fight, I'm not going to say anything. That's kind of where I want it to be. I want it to be starting off with positivity and then joining in with the people that are working to try to do the work. More hands makes the load lighter. So I just want to see so many people involved. If you have a desire to do a nonprofit or something like that, I feel you should consider it. Or if someone else that has it that you can contribute to, join in with them. So I also know there are so many things. I don't even know all the details about what Go Forward Pine Bluff, but there are so many things involved there and so many things coming with that. And the mayor had addressed the city, I think that was last Tuesday. She was wonderful. She had so many great ideas and she needs our help. So I just want to see people committed, positively committed, and want to see better. I think that's just a small start. Sometimes we want to take leaps and level up. But if we hadn't solidified the level that we're on, it's hard to go to the next level. Let's do better on the level that we're on and be prepared for what's next for Pine Bluff. I want to see downtown just booming. I want to see it back to the glory days. I want to see that. I want to see a lot of things for the community as far as children, for them to do. It's either help them now or watch them fall later. So I just want us to all just pick something. Pick one thing, start out with one thing, do one thing, and dedicate to that, and then go to the next thing. If it's nothing but going to the school, reading a book. I've been doing quite a few financial literacy classes, just kind of teaching about finances.
Give us one tip. The most important tip, if I told you, what's the most important tip when it comes to financial literacy, what would it be? Sorry to interrupt.
To be educated, for one, and to learn to save.
Okay.
I feel that if you can't keep up, it's hard to catch up. So if you learn to save, because there will be a rainy day, but that's my biggest thing with banking. It's learning to save. Don't spend every dime you get, but if you hadn't been taught that, it's hard to go there. So I've had 5-year-olds come and open up accounts, excited. They know how to fill out their deposit slips.
That's
they know
cute.
So I've been working with some of them and going and speaking to some of them, and they've actually come in and opened accounts for their children. And we always say we want better for our children. What better way to provide better for our children than to teach them what we didn't know? We always want to buy them what we didn't have or give them what we didn't have. How about give them the knowledge of money? Nothing against a lot of classes I took. Had I had an education class, I would be so much wiser as far as finances. But because we're not taught, we don't know. So I want to be that person that can come and speak and give people direction about that, and even the parents, if they don't know, to educate them on how to handle their finances.
And also, just because we talking about banking, what would you say to the business owners, like especially new business owners? Just kind of word of encouragement to business owners.
You know, with the new businesses, you have to remember you are new. You don't know it all. It's time to sit at the feet of wisdom. I always encourage them. If you're running a flower shop, and I want to run a flower shop, I feel I should be able to come to you and you can give me some tips. Instead of being in competition, I think it's time for us to be in connection with each other. We
good.
always want to compete. Why does it always have to be a competition? And I found that so many of my blessings and doors open for me have been attached to what I release to someone else. Sometimes we think we want to hold it and hoard our talents. It's enough for everybody. It's enough, what does Reliance have that other banks don't have? Me. So you have to know your talent and know how to angle yourself even if it's a business, if it's 20 business, if you're selling popcorn, what is everybody else not doing that you can do? You can sell popcorn better than anyone else. What do you have? What is the drive behind you? So I always find out, and if they're financial literate, half time their business goes better because they know how to save and handle money. So that's my biggest things for new businesses is to hang in there, keep pushing, keep going, keep striving, and it takes hard work. If it was easy, everyone would do it. That's why everyone is not a business owner. Everybody doesn't have the know-how or a lot of people don't know how to come in and open a business account, what documents you need. So I get to see them one-on-one and tell them what they need and what process they need to take to get the business account because they don't know. They just know they've had it in their heart to open a business. But there's so much more to it.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely a lot to open a business. Now, since you've been Pine Bluff, as you say, all your life, and you became this amazing, strong, beautiful, successful woman, I want you to give us some tips for the people who are in Pine Bluff and who may feel discouraged, especially the young people. A lot of times I talk to young people and they say, as you mentioned, there's nothing to do, and they just turn left, like they just make the wrong choices. And what would you say to people who are in Pine Bluff and who just settled and they just don't want to grow and they don't contribute? And you kind of said a little bit, but I just want to hear from a Pine Bluffian that even if you're from Pine Bluff, obviously this is a perfect example, you can make it. So just because you're Pine Bluff, don't think that it's a bad thing. Lead by example. This is a perfect example that it's a good thing. There are a lot of good things in Pine Bluff.
A lot of great things and great people. Sometimes even I've learned that I can learn anything from somebody, even if it's to give a bad example, even if I can learn what not to do. So a lot of times we get caught on numbers. Let's say if you're number 1 in the class and somebody else is number 125 in the class. There's something number 1 can learn from 125 and 125 can learn from 1, even if it's nothing but what not to do. Find positive people. A lot of people think adoption is only on paper. If you knew how many people's mothers have adopted me as their own, have helped groom me, I mean, for years, Dolores LaBelle, just teachers or people in this community. Actually, Mayor Washington was my teacher and my principal. She was my 1st and 4th grade teacher, and she was my principal as well. So there are so many women in this community that we can sit at the feet of the wisdom. And men too, there are a lot of great people in Pine Bluff. We just choose to seem to talk about the negative things. But if we talked about the positive and actually supported the people that were doing it versus attacking them or making them feel like they're not doing the right thing, I just always encourage you to, if you see a young person struggling or hear, because let's say if somebody's child gets in trouble, that video is shared and shared and shared and shared and shared. Screenshot, shared, even when we don't see it. But when that same child does something positive, why can't we share it as much as we share the bad news? You just never know, and we have to do our best with the kids because not your child today, but it may be your child another time. So I think we need to be a little more sensitive to other people's children when the incidents happen and provide more outlets for the kids. It's a lot that needs to be done in Pine Bluff, but there's still a lot that's being done in Pine Bluff, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So I hope you guys see that it's not a bad thing to be from Pine Bluff. Don't think this way. And unfortunately, there's so many people, young people that think this way, and then they get discouraged, and then they get involved with the wrong people, and they just don't see that there are good people around them that want to help them, and then they make poor choices, and they just can't control themselves, and I don't know, pick up a gun to resolve a conflict. You don't have to do that because there's so many, like if you're struggling with something, look, this is a perfect example and truth and a proof that you guys can go and find people who will help you and not gonna judge you, right? And what are like the resources from your knowledge for the kids? Like what are nonprofits for the kids that can help a child who may be struggling to fit in?
And I think this may be a new task for you and I. Since the summer is fastly approaching, maybe we can sit down and list them all and maybe get them to the schools, get them to the school resource offices, get them to the counselors so the children know exactly where, just a full page of just resources for the summer. Anybody that may want to hire them for the summer, just give them something to do. Mm-hmm. Maybe that should be a task for you and I. Mm-hmm. Just have somewhere so they can know where to go to get the information.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things and scholarships and different programs that are out, but if they don't know about it, you hear about scholarships sitting idle because nobody applies, because nobody knows about it. So the biggest thing is going to be education. And what you do with the camera. So we can show all the people what is really available in Pine Bluff. There are so many programs, there's so many, Brian Cal has a basketball team, and then sometimes he may have where other adults play each other, different alumni teams play, just different things. We have to find out what attracts the kids, because what attracts me is not going to attract them. So we need to find out what attracts them, and maybe get a resource page with everything, all the summer programs, all the summer sports, all of that listed, and see what needs to be done. And even if we could be that location to where they can come and find, that probably would be helpful. Because there's so many things going on, and so many people have nonprofits that I couldn't keep up with it if I wanted to. Yeah. What I do is small compared to what a lot of them do. A lot of them do a whole lot of things. I do talk with young girls quite a bit, just kind of growing up. Mm-hmm. See, because the thing is, I've been their age, they've never been mine. So I try to tell them about my experiences, and I didn't make all the right decisions early on. I still don't make all the right decisions. I make a lot of bad decisions, but it's about how you recover from them. If you make a bad choice and you just lay there.
But Les Brown says, if you lay on your back, if you can look up, you can get up.
You can get up.
Wow.
It's all about how you recover from it. Because it's going to be some things, even as adults, that are going to knock the wind out of us. Mm-hmm. But if we just stay there without any wind, we've lost the fight. I feel like you should always fight and always do the best you can, because we don't know what's next. We don't know what's coming around the corner, even for us as an adult. And we have to be able to tell them how we recovered. A lot of times as adults, we're not honest with kids. We don't tell them our bad decisions. We don't tell them the failures we had. We make it all, when you talk, I look good, but people that really know me and the struggles and the brokenness and the trials and tribulations that I've experienced would know this is all a God thing. This is none of me. I had nothing to do with this. I'm just a vessel. And so many people have helped me along the way that I have a responsibility to help others.
Pay it forward.
Pay it forward.
Yeah.
So many people have helped me. So many people have been good to me. So many people have encouraged me. So I have an obligation. And sometimes you find out when you talk to children, you think you're helping them, but a lot of times they help you.
Yeah. Wow, this is wonderful, you guys. We went deep for a minute, but I hope that you guys encouraged and you love what we talk about. And if you guys have any questions, you can definitely reach out to LaTasha. She'll help you and with any activities that you want to find out, any way you want to get involved. And we just want to thank you so much for everything that you do for our community, and you're so committed, and you're just the nicest, kindest person ever. So I just thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So are you.
Thank you.
And I hate that it took us 4 years to get this interview.
But I believe that there is a perfect timing, God's perfect timing for everything. And it took us this long for a reason. And now look at us. We just can't stop talking. You guys forgive us for such a long interview. And so, I believe that there's a perfect timing for everything. And so this is the perfect timing. So I thank you for your time. And
I thank you for your time and your commitment to my city.
Yes. And so I wish you best of luck as you grow. And as your children grow, and a little secret, Leah is going to be my guest speaker very soon, so you just kind of watch the Facebook, but I'm excited about that, and I just can't wait to see what Pine Bluff is going to have next.
Pine Bluff.
Prime Bluff.
We're in our prime for the comeback.
Yes, ma'am.
It's coming back.
All right, you guys, bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Share this video.